by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 596. I'm going to start off with drawing out a card from the Prismavisions Tarot and then finishing it off with one card from these box of cards, which are cards that I made myself, if you didn't already know. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and before I get your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person, so if you're struggling to find a meaning in a message, that's okay, just let it go because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So I already feel that your throat chakra is significant here, because not only because I just cleared my throat, but also because I just ate and I might burp during this reading. And you know, burping for me is a sign that something needs to be released. You might have heard that before. Maybe that also resonates for you, but I really think that communicating, I just got a vision of the number 333, and a job interview might be significant, but I really feel that you're being called to heal, grow, release, not in that exact order, heal, grow, release, and express yourself. Bring your inner world out, make your thoughts known, your feelings known, let the world know what you're passionate about, what visions you have, clairaudient, or, you know, goals. I just feel that someone here is really being called to express themselves authentically, to be honest with yourself about how you truly feel and think on the inside, so that way that can manifest, you know, externally, so that way you can attract things that match your thoughts and feelings. Definitely don't forget how powerful your mind truly is. You may need to work on your self-talk or be more mindful about what you believe, especially if it's more limiting rather than expanding. A card just flipped over while I was shuffling, and it's the Moon card in reverse with the third eye. I'm not sure what element symbol that is, but we do have Pisces here. I also got a vision of the High Priestess from the reading that I did yesterday, because I believe it also has the third eye on it. Maybe there's something here about a trigger, whether it's triggering trauma or triggering something to come through, like channeling. Let me think for a second. It's actually interesting, because yesterday when I did the High Priestess reading and I watched it over and it's posted and everything, I thought to myself, I should have mentioned the moon, because I said in the background everything's all dark, like in the picture of the card, except for the moon. And it's the same in this card. Everything is dark except for the moon. And I just saw 333. The moon feels like it's very, very significant here for someone. Your subconscious. Maybe there's things about yourself that you feel or that you sense, but you're not fully aware of. And I also felt called to look at the bottom of the deck. I have the 5 of Pentacles. You might be feeling very hard done by. I feel someone who, just like in the reading from yesterday, is feeling very shrouded in the darkness. You might feel lost. You might feel confused. You might feel anxious. Let me get a drink of water. But there's a light somewhere, whether it's at the end of the tunnel or it's right in front of you, like this light is that I'm using to light this video. And when I thought of that, I was thinking of the Hermit. The Hermit might be a really good card for you to look into, because the imagery for me, I interpret that as like that person holding their lantern, their light in the way forward for themselves. So if you feel confused, you feel, I want to say scared, if you feel lost, that's because you need to look within yourself for your answers. What is your intuition telling you? What do you already know, and what do you already feel? And how can you move forward with what is already in your awareness. There's definitely something here, or many things that you're not aware of. And I want to touch specifically on your worth and what you deserve and how much you're actually capable of. I can't tell you exactly what thought processes you're having that is creating more darkness or the anxiety, but it's very, very important. I feel the universe and your spirit guides, probably your ancestors, are really encouraging you to understand where this sense of, I want to say insecurity, but the sense of anxiety, this darkness, this uncertainty, this lack of direction, where does it come from? I'm actually burping right now. And so that tells me that you need to release. You need to better understand where this is coming from, so that way you can release whatever it is, whatever thoughts or feelings it is, that is creating this. I got a little distracted because I saw the number 555 as well, which is very strong confirmation that you are being called to transform and to embrace change, but not like, you know, don't just be like, oh, I'm all happy and light whenever you're still feeling very anxious, sad, and depressed. Be honest with yourself. I'm picking up something specific here called spiritual bypassing. I'm not sure if you know what that is, but I really encourage you to look it up, just in case, you know, it might resonate with you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But spirituality, at least in the way that I interpret it in my own journey, it's not about predicting the future or being told what to do by the universe and your spirit guides. It's about embracing the guidance, the support from your spirit guides, from the universe, from nature, whatever you resonate with. You ultimately lead your own life. You ultimately make your own choices and create your own future. Of course, there are things you can't control, but you can't deny that there is some level of control that you do have, that you need to look at, acknowledge, and embrace. And I feel like this is about acknowledging that you have control over your thoughts. You have control over how you feel. I feel like maybe someone here could be struggling with a sense of helplessness, feeling like a slave to their own emotions, their own, you know, what's going on mentally. But I really, really want you to know that things don't have to stay this way, and you don't have to feel like a slave to the sadness and the fear. I totally understand what it feels like to be in this energy, and you don't deserve to be feeling this way. There's a real need here to focus on the light. Maybe focus on the moon. I really feel like that planet is very, very significant for someone. If you haven't already, I encourage you to research the moon and what it means spiritually. I personally have not had a whole lot of time to look into planets and astrology and stuff like that, but if you do, specifically the moon, look into that. I feel like there's a source of light somewhere, but you can't see it because it's not in your, it may not be in your physical reality. It could be for some people, but this is mostly about acknowledging the light that already exists within you. You have the power to believe. You have the power to hope. And you have the power to overcome this sense of disappointment. You have the strength, if you allow yourself to acknowledge it, to deal with things like disappointment or rejection. Or I just think that for you, facing these things are a lot harder than they should be because of trauma. Let me get another drink of water here. Having to clear my throat, your throat chakra coming through again. Maybe you want to look into your third eye and your throat chakra. I don't know. In general, if you feel called to do some research, this is your confirmation. But yeah, you need to find a way to express yourself that will help you understand your thought processes and how they are creating the feelings that you have that ultimately have an impact or influence over the decisions that you make. Be careful with what you believe. If you believe something's not possible or that you can't do it, you can't do it and it's not possible. But if you believe I can and I can do it, it is possible, then you can and it is possible. It's about recognizing your power and the part that you play. And given this energy, I wouldn't be surprised if you did feel powerless, but you're not. And I know for some people it can be really, really hard to see that when there's so much chaos and negativity. But that's why you're being called to be the light, to be the change. Because your light matters, your voice matters, your thoughts matters, how you feel, what you believe matters. You matter. How you show up matters. Whether you're honest or whether you lie, it all matters. The universe sees it all. You can't hide anything from the universe. And I just saw 111. Trust yourself. I think there might be a wound related to that. And maybe on some level, you can't trust yourself for a reason. Maybe subconsciously, you might already be aware that you might not make the most thought out decisions. Like there's a sense of like impulsiveness. It's a really good quality to have, to follow your heart and to follow what feels good. But it needs to be regulated or moderated with understanding that not everything that feels good is actually good. I just saw 1, 2, 3. So trust that everything happens for a reason. Maybe there's something specific here that seems like it feels good, but it's hurting you more than it's helping you. But you don't see that because you pay more attention to the good rather than the bad, which is very backwards because it does feel like your general perspective on things is kind of pessimistic and stuff like that. This energy feels very, very complex, and that's why especially since this is not a one-on-one reading, I can't give you exact straightforward answers, and that's why the universe and your spirit guides are really, really encouraging you to use your power. I feel something here about taking something back, probably your power, and using your energy, your intention, and your will to understand yourself, to do some research, to get it done is what I want to say. And with it being understanding how to get out of your own way. Let's go ahead and get the second card. Wow. Okay, so this card has 2 sides. And I just felt something here about 2 sides to every story. And I feel something here about double-edged sword as well. The Ace of Swords could be significant. It's like there's 2 sides of a situation, but you're only seeing one of them because that's the only side that you're focusing on. There's a darker aspect to something that you need to recognize and acknowledge, so that way you can have a balanced perspective, more awareness to be able to know how to move forward in a way with direction and clarity. This card says mercy, and on the back side of it, it has the number 222 and 555. These numbers are confirming the energy of change and the need to let something go, probably a way of thinking, or it definitely feels like it's a perspective, especially with the Ace of Swords coming through. There's a belief here or a thought that is creating anxiety or depression that is distorting your decisions and ultimately giving you outcomes that you don't want or deserve. It says replace what was lost, and I just saw 444. This really confirms this energy of mercy. There is very, very, very strong inner child energy coming through in this reading. So this reading is not only about you now, it's about you when you were younger. And if you already are younger, I don't know if you should be watching this, but this is a more present energy for you if you're younger. But this card is really encouraging you to be kind to yourself, to stop beating yourself up, and to stop punishing yourself for things that you didn't know, that you didn't control, or that you can't control, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future. I think it's important for you to, as part of your healing, to build a better relationship, a healthier relationship with the idea of change and loss and disappointment and rejection and, the things in life that don't really feel all that great. Maybe it could be helpful for you as well to focus more on what you do have rather than what you don't. Focus more on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Be kind to yourself, because the way that you feel right now, I want to say it's not your fault. The source of why you feel this way is not your fault. But to continue feeling this way, if you're aware, is your fault. Which I hope that doesn't come off the wrong way. It's just very important to understand the role that you play in how you feel, the role that your thoughts play and how you feel. This could be someone who is interested in manifestation, and it's important for you to recognize that manifesting something in the external world first starts with creating that within yourself. So if you want more stability, you need to create more stability within yourself, which, to be more specific, is more like emotional stability. If you want relationships that are loving and patient and understanding, you need to show that love and patience, understanding to yourself, so that way you can filter out the people who aren't that. And because that's the thing, if you are patient with yourself, if you love yourself, there is no way you're going to be able to recognize people who don't. The impatient, selfish, hateful people. So please be kind to yourself. And I actually totally forgot to interpret the number 596. So again, 5 is about change, the number 9 is about purpose. You may feel guided, even though you kind of feel like maybe you don't have a sense of direction in your physical reality. That doesn't have to resonate for everybody. It does feel like spiritually you do have a sense of direction. But it's also possible that you might not, and you're being guided to start with looking within, with healing. There was more, the number 596. The reason why I remember that number is because the number 6. Number 6 is about unconditional love. And for me personally, it can be about love for yourself. So there's something here about changing your purpose that is related to self-love. Yes, things will change. You will understand your purpose, why you're here, why you went through the things that you did. The more that you learn how to love yourself. This stuff is so deep. Like it's deeply psychological. Like I'm talking about your subconscious and your psyche. That word, I've been feeling like saying it. Honestly, I don't know totally what it means. Not like if you asked me what it was, I couldn't tell you the definition, but I kind of know how to use it in a sense. I just feel guided to use that word sometimes, psyche. But yeah, look deeper on the inside, because you deserve to be understood. And you deserve to have healthy relationships, to have stability, and to ultimately make your dreams come true. If you have a dream job, or you want to be a content creator, or you want to be a musician, it feels like it's something creative. But first you have to understand that creativity starts from within. Creation starts from within. And I feel like that's all I can really say about that. The last thing that I want to talk about is the number on the moon, because I forgot to. That is the number, I swear, this is about to be the number 9. Let me think for a second. Yes, 18. That comes down to a 9. Purpose. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who definitely feels lost. Like you feel like there's a lack of direction in your life. I just felt the energy of the Chariot. The number 7 could be significant for someone. I just got a vision of 777 that I saw in a bottle. And I just got a vision of an alcohol bottle that had the lid like busted off. Maybe you could struggle with alcoholism or some sort of substance abuse, but that's okay. It's not okay in terms that it's not healthy and you deserve better, but it's okay to be struggling. It's okay to not be perfect, to not be okay, but know that you deserve better and you can have better. You just have to have the will. That Chariot energy is really, really coming through. You have to have the willpower to say no to what you don't deserve, and the courage. The Chariot can be a courageous energy as well. And that's not to say you aren't already courageous. You're willing to take risks. You could argue we all are. Some of us are just more comfortable with taking some risks than other people are. I think it's just about using your courage in a way that works for you, rather than against you. Using your voice is coming through again. There is a better way to use your voice than to punish yourself. Honestly, you've already been through so much that you don't deserve so much heavy negativity from yourself towards yourself. Your younger self doesn't deserve that. So please be kind to yourself and know that you went through something traumatizing. You went through something extremely challenging. And for you to still be here, you are a strong person. But you deserve to be here and present. Maybe that's something more specific you could look into, is learning how to be present. And of course, depending on how much you are struggling, I encourage you to seek help. In whatever way you feel called to, whether it's from a friend, a professional, ask for help. Because you deserve to be supported. And you deserve to not feel like you have to go through this alone. There are definitely people out there that want to walk this journey with you. I just feel like you might be too afraid to put yourself out there, to be vulnerable. And I know that's so challenging, especially when you're not in the best state of mind. So if you're not willing to ask for help, at least be willing to help yourself. And honestly, I think naturally, if you're willing to help yourself, you will learn how to accept and ask for help from others. But I genuinely really do hope that this reading was helpful for somebody. I hope that it was relevant in some way. This will be the end of this reading. I really hope that you liked it. And if you did, hit the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me. And it always makes a difference one way or another. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.